So how you see now? This is what I'm saying now. I'm saying now. No, you see what I'm saying now. You see what I'm saying? This is what happens. This is what happens when you touch a nerve. You're telling me I haven't been disrespectful to you, know. But according to your conversation, you have to tell me that I'm talking out my ass. I haven't said that to you.
No worries at all.
So as far as I'm saying, like, so I've got to now accept that what you're saying, I mustn't take as disrespectful. I'm talking out my ass. I'm saying that doesn't change the division status. Where it doesn't matter whether one person gets through or not. What's that got to do with anything? We've got millionaires, we've got trillionaires, and they're black. That hasn't changed. That won't change the status of the division. So how am I talking out my ass? So I'm saying you have to be disrespectful to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? It's a simple thing. One person gets somewhere, it doesn't mean that the whole society is not reviled. So we got the greatest singers on earth. So are we still not getting killed in the streets? Look, now you're chatting shit. Now you know what I'm saying. Now I swear overall. I don't swear at individual. So mine are you talking.
Yeah. So what I'm saying,
mine are you talking because I don't swear at individuals. I don't swear at you as an individual. So mine are you talking, bro?
Gotcha. So what I'm saying is, if you look, for example, just your example there, the majority of the impact of black crime on black London street, just London, is black kids killing other black kids.
Because of that's what, right. So you're not living this. Right? That's what I'm saying to you. You're an overseer. You're a watcher. We're living it. I'm telling you how it's going. I've just been explaining earlier on, if you were listening, how we managed to be in this situation. We have white people funding poetic murder. Yeah, the people that they work for are white companies, Sony, all they're owned by white people, and they fund poetic murder. So we know that music in the black community influences. We know that sound waves anywhere influences, right? So that's clear, full stop. So if you are then singing songs about killing and murder and drugs and stuff like that at a community who's already disabled, what are you going to end up creating? So yes, it is that, you're right, but you're not living it. You're only looking at what you're seeing as an outsider. I'm at the crossroads watching them do this to us. When I say to them, but there's not enough movement because there's in our group, which is not your group, there's too many people selling themselves out for money, and they don't mind what they see, and then they complain about what the direction of it is.
So black kids are killing black kids because of a Japanese company called Sony putting out sound waves.
No, don't try and make it sound pathetic. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Seriously? You obviously got to be a white man, because white people only speak when they have a debate. It's got to be cynical. Yeah,
you just said black kids are killing black kids because of the sound waves from companies like Sony.
No, that's not what I said. That's not what I'm saying. You're rewording what I said. I said listen. Let me repeat what I said so I can say you can understand what I said. Kids are killing black kids. Right. This is typical. This is what white people do. This is how they do it. But let me say it again, because I'm not talking just to you. I'm talking to blak people as well. Yeah. Because white people have a different
everyone. Black, yellow, pink, blue. Yeah. You're talking to everyone.
Yeah, I'm talking. No. While I'm talking, everyone can listen, but I'm directing it at black people, right? I am saying that they knew, right? When I went on Kilroy, they knew this was happening. They knew that the guns and the drugs was being filtered, and the sharing of it was being done through the music, because music in the black community is a very high influencer. That's why they use P. Diddy to sell Ciroc. That's why they use these guys to sell Yeezy, to sell shoes, because it's a high influencer. Now,
how does that
because of these companies, not just Sony, let me finish. Not just Sony, the sound. I'll just say sound waves as what we know that sound waves exist. That's a whole nother level of argument. But because of the music that these people fund, and they do not see as a crime, like talking about drugs, you don't have it in your community, so you would know what I'm talking about. You don't have no artists singing songs about killing other white kids. You don't have no artists singing songs about commercially singing about taking drugs. Yeah, you don't have none of that in your community. So
I pause. Sorry, X. Yo, Steve, let's try and make the conversation fruitful, innit? Give him an opportunity to explain.
Well, he makes a statement, and I want to get him to clarify which people are doing this.
Which people? Like what people? What didn't I just say so?
You kept on saying people.
Like
selling trainers, pumping music out.
I mentioned their names. Like, you're not listening. I mentioned their names. Or are you not listening? You know what I'm saying? Remember the white way of arguing, especially when it comes to black people, because I've had loads of arguments with white. It's cynical. You don't really want to get nowhere. You just want to make me seem like I'm chatting shit. That's what you want to do.
For getting personal, you don't seem to be able to say a sentence without getting personal.
What do you mean? Like how have I got personal? I'm saying that's what white people do. This is not personal. I said white people. I don't know who. I don't even know what your name is, but I know you're white. The moment you open your mouth on you is white. How about that? And how wrong was I? I wasn't.
Doctor,
Can I make a point here? We are all sitting in England. I think probably most of us are sitting in London, one of the most multiracial places on this planet. And do you know what? Men are falling in love with women and women are falling in love with men, irrespective of their race, which is why the biggest growing race where we're sitting is mixed race. We are getting a more and more mixed race community, a more and more mixed race society. How does that fit with everything that you're saying?
Like I just said, how do you mean, how does it fit? I've just explained to you what's happening to the black youths. That's what I was explaining. Remember I said when I was saying it, I said black. I'm aiming this at black. You can listen, but I'm aiming it at black. This is what's happening in the reality of our black existence. You're as an outsider looking in and saying, oh, there's more and more mixed race. So how does that work? I'm saying that doesn't stop it from working. You're an oppressive race. Your race is oppressive. Your race is racist and it's oppressive. So it doesn't care. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about whatever happens. It never cared. While it was raping in Africa, it didn't care who fell in love with who. While it was prospering in South Africa, they don't care who falls in love with who, as long as they get what they want to get. So that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. We're still disproportionately going to their prisons. We're still disproportionately being kept out of moving forward unless we act like we're a European. So the best way to act like a European is what? Get yourself a white girl. What is that? Then you'll be more accepted.
So falling in love with a white girl is somehow being a traitor to your own race, is it?
You only pick up on what you feel stronger. I've said lots of stuff. The conversation was never about mixed race. Sorry, I'm sorry. The conversation wasn't about mixed race. You've changed the tone of the conversation to something else. It's not about mixed race. So stay on the subject of music and knife crime. Stay on that because you've gone into something else. I'm not catering for your generation of the subject. So stay on the subject. That's another subject. If you want to, we'll do that next week. We'll do mixed race couples next week if you want. Let's stay on the subject.
Do that. What do you want? You're highlighting problems that you see. What do you want? What are the solutions?
What do you mean? What the solutions are? Do I look like? Did Obama have a solution?
No.
Does any black? Remember, I'm just a guy with a voice. But all these people that with power can't do shit in your system. So what are you asking me for a solution for? That's like you're trying to waste my time. You don't have any
solutions.
Of course, I don't have any solution. I'm a regular guy. Where would I get a solution from? Are you dumb? You want me to make one up to make you feel better? And say, well, yeah. What I think we should do. We should all hold hands, or maybe if they stop doing this, and maybe because I've got loads of things to say, but those are not solutions. That's just stuff I can say. I can say stuff. They're not solutions. A solution is the end to a problem. I don't have the power nor the wherewithal to be able to do that. Obama did. You know what I'm saying? Diane Abbott are more in those positions to do stuff like that. How the hell am I going to do that? What I'm about is I'm not talking to you though. Mine is about awareness. I'm Ghetto-Ology. I'm about awareness for black people. Now, if you want to get into the argument or you want to be a part of the argument, you're going to get some of that. But it's not directed at you because you are going to be an outsider listening to stuff that you with your European pomposity feels like you have a say over. You don't have a say over this.
My European
you don't have a you do, especially if you're educated and you don't believe in what other black people are going through. Especially you have a pomposity which you roll with, that you believe if you say, especially even the way you enter I'm used to it. The way you entered into the conversation with your cynicism, not trying to see if you wanted to try and put me in a particular place. This is what you all do. I'm used to it. It's a routine. You all do it.
5 minutes. I've been sitting here silently, politely listening to you for the last 45 minutes, actually.
I don't care how silently or politely you was doing. I'm just telling you what you said when you said what you said. Care about the rest of the time when you weren't saying nothing. What's that got to do with me?
You said you don't have any solutions, so you're giving up, are you?
I didn't say, bro. You asked me for a solution. I'm the person called Ghetto-Ology. I'm the Doctah. I'm giving out awareness so that there will be somebody. We can't, just like somebody say, like, everybody cannot be the centre forward. Everybody cannot be the goalie. Everybody cannot be the defence. Somebody has to be in goal while somebody tries to score a goal. So I'm a part of the defence, and I'm going to do my defensive stuff. There will be somebody out there, probably younger than me, probably who will be able to take, just like how I was able to influence Leon to do what he's doing today. I'm part of that influence. That's how it works in our group. I don't want to be the be all and the end all. How about that?
Well, you've got a lot to say, so I thought you might have some solutions as well.
Well, yeah, of course I've got a lot to say, but I just told you about like a defender's got a lot of ways he can take that ball and tap. So therefore, yes, exactly. So now you're clear.
It is possible for a white European to be clear, yes.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's cynicism. You know what I'm saying? That's cynicism. That's all you. That's the best things that you lot can do. But I can tell you this: I'm saying that your race is a racist system, and you all support the racist system, whether you do it on purpose or not. And this mixture, they've mixed in Portugal, they've mixed in Spain. This mixture is just a symptom of us being under your foot, of us being scared of you, of us disrespecting our own. This ain't about love. As
you pointed out earlier,
that's like saying the Jamaicans are coming here because they're in love with black girls.
Foot. You seem to think you're under everyone's foot, not just the.
We are under everyone's foot, but that's a whole nother conversation. We are under everyone's foot, actually.
And this is the virus that has
to be anything in any of the communities I mentioned. So if it was a fair playing field, yeah, I remember when people from Brixton couldn't get anything to buy in Brixton, any of the houses to let any of the places to rent, because they pushed the prices up, and then somehow white people managed to get these places. People who just come into the country managed to get these places, yet black people couldn't get them. It's just the way that nobody's against us, and that we just don't have enough money all the time, or we're just really lazy. You know what I'm saying? We've never been to Harvard, we've never been to Yale, we've never been to Cambridge, we've never been to Oxford, because we're lazy and so that's what's happening. Is that what's happening, you reckon?
Why when you see a successful black woman or a black man, do you always seem to say they're a sellout?
Listen, you're talking success is based upon European success, because you dominate with capitalism. You dominate with capitalism and your so-called democracy, which how you got to that level of capitalism is by destroying and raping and slaughtering other races. So all of a sudden, it's not a sellout then.
Success for you.
Okay.
What is success for you then?
Success for me is when our race has become has equal opportunity on this planet. That's success for me, not me. It's not about me. The European race sells selfishness. It sells individuality, and it's trying to make so that it can split, and one person can have 10 trillion while his next door neighbor is starving to death. That's the kind of mentality you sell. I'm not buying it.
But if you just said you don't like capitalism.
I said this is what you sell. White people sell it. That's what I said.
What do you sell if you don't sell capitalism?
No, but listen. I'm not getting into that, because you're going to shift it to something else. And I've been down this road of the socialism argument, which is better and all that. I'm not talking about it. I'm telling you what you're selling, and that's it. You're selling capitalism, which bigs up the individual, and will have one man with $10 trillion, and you'll watch the other man starve to death. That's how you lot live as white people across the globe. So I'm saying I'm not buying it. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying if they don't live like that, then tell me they don't. That's how you lot live. But you want now for me to follow that example and become successful, and then I'm not a sellout. I understand it to be that way, but so you're saying that I should now, with my understanding, I should just say that you're successful. Yeah? Yeah.
The only solution then for you is to leave this system.
I'm not asking, but I didn't ask you for a solution. You're giving me one. I didn't ask you for one.
Correct.
Why have I
just giving you two anyway?
That's like saying the solution for Mandela was not to resist.
No, the solution for you and this thought process.
The solution for the French when the Germans came over was not to fight. Are you stupid?
There's no other way out of the system for you. There's no other solution for you in the system.
Yeah, but you're saying that because you defend the system, isn't it? And you don't see that's cool though. But I'm not you. And we're not talking about you though.
Correct.
You understand?
There's only one board in the world. There's only one world. There's only one love and one world. And then this your world model says you can't live with white people, brown people, or yellow people. That's
I didn't say that. No, that you said I didn't. Did I say that?
Ken is saying that.
Who said that? Me or you?
The world is not going to become what you think it is, matey.
Well then just leave me doing what I'm doing and you do what you do, innit?
Absolutely.
Simple, isn't it? Absolutely, of course.
Yeah. But we are on the same board, man.
No, we can't be. You just said to me it's not going to change. So if it's not going to change, it's changed for you.
I'm not leaving this.
I said that. He just told me that. Why do I call everybody successful a sellout? I didn't say everybody that's successful.
Correct. You seem bitter about other people's
success. The methodology of success for Europeans.
You seem resentful of other people's success.
Well, you would say that. You would say that. You would, because you are a European-minded person who deals with individualism.
You're in a European nation using European technology in a European world.
It doesn't matter. Why does that matter? You know, you go to Jamaica and still live and Barbados and still live out your Indian culture. What are you talking about? Do you worship white people so much that you think that they dominate and they'll dominate forever? Everybody has got their time. Every race has got their time. What I am saying is this, though. What I am saying, you do wait because you talk as if you do. Well, you just said something about me. You came to a conclusion. I've come to a conclusion about you that you worship white people and their white way of life, right? So all I'm saying is that these is what opinions are. You got yours, I've got mine. I'm saying that as a white person that I believe likes the whole white idea, you're telling me to get out, and that's all white people ever say.
Everything you're saying says you can't coexist.
No, you didn't say no, but that's what you're saying. That's your view. That's your view. I didn't say. You have to let me say that.
Institution, the oppression, the racism, the keeping my people down. All of these are saying that you don't belong in the system, man.
You cannot put that into my mouth. You have to let me say that.
No, I can infer. No, not at all. I can infer your words from. I can infer what you say from your words. Words are just sound.
No, but not to me. You can infer that to your friend. I'm the one that's talking. I'm here now.
Yeah, I know.
Can you tell something and you're still talking to that person, and that person is in the place to explain to you what they're saying, but you're still inferring? That means there's something wrong with you mentally, then, isn't it? You only infer when you're inferring into a third person. When you're inferring, when you're dealing with a third person. With me here, you're in a position to ask exactly what I think. Why would you need to infer? And I'm right here.
You haven't asked anyone what they think at all evening.
I didn't know, but you just reversed it. That's what we know. You see, this is what you do. We're not playing a game. We're not playing a game. Don't
man. Well, let me tell you what I think. Now that you're asking so kindly, you're right, and I said this right at the start, man. If you can't accept spiritually, emotionally, theistically the state of the black man in the modern Western world, then you're either going to change the world, change yourself, or leave. You sound like you're the camp that leaves. Everything you've said maps in my mathematical brain to you're a leaver. You're not here to change black power within this system. You can create a new Wakanda, a new world.
But don't you understand?
But you're not changing anything from the spirituality in the ends, mate. That's what's not happening.
But like I said, like I'm saying, I have changed stuff because the reason why we're talking is because I influence a person that's now decided to take up this particular type of mantle in order to make his point, influenced by me. So obviously I am changing something. I'm just not doing your success thing that you white people think about doing all the time. Like, I've got to be this great individual with this great amount of money, doing this great amount of stuff by myself. I'm not that guy. That's the difference. So you can't see me from the point of view that I can see myself.
Yeah. Who said that? One of the most influential black people I know in London. One of the most influential black person I know in London is a vicar all his life. So it's nothing to do with money.
I don't care about the black people, you know. We're not talking about them. We're talking about me.
Yeah.
I'm not. How does vicar and his wife come into it, bruv? Like, using examples doesn't change shit. It doesn't change that. And I'm saying, all I'm trying to say to you is that, you know, you're still going to stay on this English thing. I'm going to still stay on the black thing. You're going to say, so why? You know what I'm saying? I got nowhere to go. Everywhere I go.
And you're going to complain about it. You're going to complain about it.
There's nowhere on the planet I can go. So what? So you're saying then, because I complain, I should stop complaining. So you're saying that you're saying I should stop complaining. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is you can complain about a position you caused for yourself. right? So the philosopher man said, you can ignore reality, but you can't ignore the effects of ignoring reality. You can ignore reality as you want and continue as your way, but you can't ignore the effects of ignoring reality.
What are you talking about, bro? Do you know what you're talking about?
I'm talking about a really old idea.
I'm talking about the effects of reality, and you're saying I can't ignore them. I'm talking about reality, and you say I can't ignore them. What are you talking about? Do you know what you're talking about? I'm saying that this is the reality that we live, and you're saying I can't do nothing about it. Now you're saying I'm ignoring it. I'm saying to you this. Yeah, let's be clear, because again, the European way of trying to win a debate, if they can't, they start to scuffle it and they start to derail and go all over the place. What I am saying to you is this: we as black people are on a different trip to all you little egotistic black people and Indians and white.
You're in a place to speak for all black people.
Well, I'm not. You see what the guy who said earlier on about the village? Some of what I've got to say is not going to be for all black people. That's clear. But obviously, just like there's Labour, Tory and Liberal, there's a level of our grouping within the black that will adhere to what I'm saying. I've spoken to hundreds and hundreds of people. You know, what, you think this is the first time I've spoken ever? You know what I'm saying? People have paid to listen to me speak. So that means I must affect someone. And like I said, the person that we are now listening to was affected by me, by his own admission. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm saying that I do have an effect, just like how they laughed at David Icke when he first come out, and now he's selling out 100,000 people in his stadium talking about reptilians. So you and whatever you lot have to say in terms of
David Icke's any less mad.
Well, that's your opinion, isn't it? But there's 100,000 people that go to see him. You must have an opinion. It doesn't make it right, though. I'm glad for your opinion, which makes this more interesting, but it doesn't make it mean shit in the real scheme of things, because still 100,000 people have gone to see that guy. So your little one dissenting opinion doesn't really matter, does it? Really? And you could think he's as mad as a hatter, but he doesn't really care. Just like I don't really care what you're saying, but I have to deal with it because there's other people that want to hear people like you talking to people like me.
144 of them.
Yeah,
and I can tell you that the first venue that David Icke did his show, he had 4 people in there. How about that? I've got 143, and I've spoken to over 400 people at once. So hey, it's a start, isn't it?
It's definitely a start. Yo, big up content over everything. Wave gang in the place. Yeah. Shout out Animal, shout out my brother Danny Malone, yeah, shout out the Doctah, yeah, and Ralph and Steve in the building as well. You get me? It's roasting time. Fire Lions, where are you?
I gotta big up Doctah, you know, because he's going in. So keep up the good work, and I really like how you speak, because you're a very eloquent brother, you know. So keep it up.
Respect. Yo, thanks for that, bro. Yeah, man.
Come on, brother. Yeah, Fire Lions, are we in the building?
I gotta let you know that the brother who you're speaking to, his name is Steve, and he's a white supremacist. He's the man that carries the British flag around.
You have one shred of evidence.
He's the man that carries the British flag around. So that is all I've got to say. Okay.
Respect.
Fuck off. Bye.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, big up the Fire Lines. Hopefully you fire up the content chat. Yeah, obviously, man.
Is that respect?
We're there. Come on, we're there.
Yeah, man.
We're there up on the brother. We're there up on the brother. We're there to blaze the fire up on the right.
You see how quickly Steve left? Where's Steve at? You left, didn't you?
I thought you were leaving.
No, I'm not leaving. Stay around, mate, because you know, I was thinking you're going to be waving your flag around.
Do you have one shred of evidence for the nonsense that you've said?
Well, you're the one carrying the British flag around. My evidence right there. My evidence is, Steve, you carry the British flag around, and you're for the British Kingdom.
Have you ever been to another country other than Britain? Have you ever been to France?
Yes.
Have you seen all the French flags?
Yes.
Have you ever been to Thailand? Have you seen all the Thai flags? Have you been to Japan? Have you seen all the Japanese flags? What are flags?
You're very proud of being British, ain't you, Steve? You're very proud, ain't you?
Yo,
man, I'm British.
Animal. Animal, let me come in. Should me just get here?
Go ahead.
Come in and deal with 1, 2 things. Big up content over everything. You done know. Big up everyone in my chat because we're streaming as well. Big up Shaka Raw and Beefy who are also streaming. I'm gonna go over and see them. I'm just coming around, spreading some love, spreading some subscriptions to the man, and spreading some energies. Yeah. So big up everyone that's live and everyone popping up live. You get me? But yeah. You say something content. Okay.
Nah, the same respect, though. The same respect.
Respect. You don't know. Fire lines there. Yeah. But yeah. So what is the argument that Steve and Ralph are trying to make that the conditions have been created by us? Doctor, could you give man a little lowdown?
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's the same. What, you know, they haven't changed their tune. That particular rhetoric has been going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to say that we should get out if we can't do nothing about it, if we don't have no solutions, and which, you know, because I'm saying I was saying that I don't have a solution. What I do as a part of the team is to bring awareness. I'm not the guy that come. You know, it might be Raspek or, you know, Leon later down. They might come with the solution, but I'm the guy who's come to bring awareness. I mean, really, a lot what they're saying was rhetoric. It wasn't really going nowhere. It's the same old. You've heard it before. It's the same old. Well, if you don't like it, why don't you leave? And, you know, success. I'm saying to them that success in what they call success is based upon a European paradigm. You know, so if you're willing to have a whole bunch of money and watch your next door neighbor starve, that's success to them. If you're because remember, even in getting access, 9 times out of 10, you've got to abuse somebody financially in order to get it, because they've set up a capitalistic system that's not even fair. It doesn't share the capital fairly. You get what I'm saying? So one man can.
Black people. Black people and not sharing their capitalism fairly. Is that what you're saying?
No. White people capitalism was created by white people enslaving blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Black
so
people
it won't be fair.
Successful as well. Surely you've met some.
No, black people can be successful in a white financial environment. Of course they can, because they're like white people. They think like white. You have to think like a white person to enjoy like a white person
to be successful.
Because you don't you understand? You're saying success. You're saying successful like there's only one type of success.
No,
that's the arrogance of white.
Not at all.
Well, what do you mean, so what is successful then? You seem to think you know what successful is then. To be successful, like what? All I mentioned was money. I didn't mention nothing else.
Love, successful in raising kids.
Well, that's not what I wasn't talking about none of that. I was talking about money. How did you get that to that? Well, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about money. It's clear what I was talking about. I said the people are willing to have 1 trillion while their next door neighbor, they'll let an island starve. One of you will let an island starve while one of you sit on 1 trillion. That's the nature of the European.
My question was about
I don't care about you. Your question was what?
You want to ignore that, don't you? Because it's not convenient to what you're saying.
What? Sorry, I'm not listening. What's your question?
What about successful black people on any front?
What's that got to do with it? Listen, this is what white people do. They feel they have the right to keep twisting questions in a particular way and trying to make it seem like they're still on time. You're not talking about what we're talking about. What's it got to do with white black people and their family being? Well, that's not what we were talking about. You've now created your own subject matter.
Reality. You want to ignore reality.
What reality? No. You want to introduce something to move away. You want to introduce something to move away from the
people being successful. That you
want to move away from what I just mentioned about how cruel and how vicious and how disgusting and despicable you are as a people for other races. That's what you want to try to ignore.
1 minute, doctor.
Let's pointing out black people being successful is evil and twisted now. We've heard it all. We've heard it all. It's twisted and evil. Pointing out successful black people.
Okay, nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I'm sorry. Lots and lots of black people are very successful on very many different fronts.
We're not talking about the individual people.
Because it goes against your nonsense.
No, doctor, let's go with
bring up successful black people. There's a very successful There's a very successful black American woman coming to London next month. Her name is Candice Owens. I
Big
suggest
up
you buy a
Candace.
ticket and go and watch her, because she's a perfect example of a successful young black woman coming to Britain, coming to London, coming to Brighton from America. Listen to one thing that she's got to say, and you might actually open your mind a little bit. But you don't want to look at
how condescending can white people be? I mean, like,
you just
imagine
said
this guy.
I'm evil and twisted. For
I
talking
didn't
about
say you were
successful
evil
black
and twisted.
people.
I didn't say if I say all black. If I say black people are good at sports, does that mean am I talking about respect or me? Don't be silly. You know what I'm saying? This is what you lot do. You're able to take words and manipulate them in order to make it seem as if you're a victim at some type of way. I never mentioned you as an individual. I said white people. I said white people. If you include yourself in that, that's your doing. If I say black people are good at sports, it doesn't mean every. If I said white people are good at capitalism, you wouldn't want to disregard yourself from that. It's only because what I'm saying you don't like. I'm saying that white people,
in a critical,
not every single individual. As I explained before, because you weren't listening, I said it's not every single individual. But when you mention a group and a generalization, only people like yourself, only people like yourself in an argument, only people like yourself pick out yourself, because you will not want us to
point out black people are successful, you twist it and turn it, and you don't
every
like
black
it.
person ain't successful. But every black person ain't successful though.
Firstly, you argue. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't say you're saying that I'm not successful.
Different fronts.
I didn't say that I'm saying. If you say that black people are successful, not everybody is it. So when I say white people do this, it's not everybody, then is it? Why don't you take it both ways? You say black people are successful, that doesn't mean every black people. So when I say white people are racist, it doesn't mean every white person, does it?
But
simple. Why don't the rules change?
That are successful.
How can I ignore them? What are you talking about? You
don't want to talk about them. You hate everything.
Because I am in charge. You're white, but you're not in charge of everything. I'm in charge of this conversation, bro.
No, you're not.
It's me. Who's Sam? I'm in charge.
It's not your channel.
You're not in charge of anything.
One person
introducing Ghetto-Ology by Dr. S. It doesn't say group conversation by everyone. It doesn't say that.
Oh, triggered.
When Piers Morgan does his show, when the guy he thinks they got ego problem, the only reason why you think that is because you're not used to dealing with someone like me. That's the only reason why you think that. You're a dime a dozen. I've dealt with people like you for years. You all do this. You all have the same pattern.
You all
have the same pattern. The types like you are. Your name is Steve. You have
types like you never stop.
You have a particular typeset. You have a particular typeset, and I know it. You know what I'm saying?
And you preach the same
and I'm saying that white people as a whole are racist. That's what I'm saying. So those people that are making it in that system, they are people who have adhered to that white racist system. I'm saying that's the reason why they only people like me would know the reason why they locked up Marcus Garvey, the reason why they murdered Malcolm X, the reason why they murdered Martin Luther King. You think that I'm only going to deal with the now paradigm of the last 10 years or 20 years? You are a disgusting race of people when it comes to other indigenous people.
You are a disgusting race of people.
When it comes to other races of people.
It's getting better.
Take any part of it you want and separate any part you want. Let me say it in its full entirety. As a race of people, you are disgusting when it comes to the indigenous population of the planet. You are the most despicable race of people.
Chinese. You don't like them either.
It's typical. It's a typical white way of arguing. No, I don't like frogs. I don't like toenails. I don't like what do you want to say next? It's a typical way of arguing. You have no status. You don't know how to emotivate your argument properly. Oh, so you hate green people and aliens from out the sky as well, do you? You're going to say something ridiculous, I know. But that's typical of you lot.
You really need to think about yourself.
You erase and what they've done to people over the years and still trying to get people to be like them. They're a horrible race of people. They're not a good race of people. The lies they teach each other, the way they treat each other, they're not a great race of people.
Why are you sitting